You know, a quilt can be many things, a source of comfort and warmth, or also an accent decoration, but it's always a work of art.
That's right. And as leon-bibb shows us, a local quilter is gaining national recognition for the work that she creates from fabric and thread.
The sewing machine makes a whirring melody. It is conducted by the hands of one who knows the rhythm and root of the sing-song whine of thread into fabric. Marianne Tipple orchestrates this quiet melody of fabrics and needles and spools of thread. She is a quilter, an expert who, in her Elyria home, works in a fine art.
I love to sew. And then when I found out how I could incorporate the photographs.
Photographs and quilts. She is renowned for such. It is her passion. So much so, her works have caught the attention of Quilt National, an organization which exhibits the best of contemporary quilts. Tipple is celebrated for her photographs printed on fabric, but mostly it is for her touch, where sewn-in puffs and tucks add texture and feeling. Thousands of quilts submitted to Quilt National, but one of hers has been selected for exhibit. Her photograph quilt of Horse and Rider now is on display in Athens, Ohio. It is bound for a later national and European tour. With needle and thread, Marianne Tipple adds dimension to rider and horse.
I was really trying to emphasize the centrifugal force and the talent it takes to stay on a horse that's moving that fast.
This thread of creative work calls for patience, fold-in photography, and the viewer's eye is riveted to the work. Quilting prominence was a dream, but Marianne Tipple has been there before.
Oh, it's huge. Just getting in, it's like, oh my God, I got it again.
A retired advertiser who handled photographs, she stitched herself into quilting, bringing her camera know-how. At her machine, pieces of cloth with soft interlinings between are pushed toward the stitching needle, which she coaxes through turns. The photographs are all special, mostly now passed on family members. The modest Elyria home is an art gallery where family faces peer back at the quilter whose face is buried in her work. Nearby is her father's image, snapped generations ago.
You know, this is just the quintessential photo, I think, of a guy in the 1930s that was on his way up.
Marianne Tipple is reflective of the images married to soft cloth and kissed by the threading needle. "I'm never alone because my relatives are all around," she says, of the still pictures.
Photographs are kind of flat.
Yeah.
So if you're adding to them.
I find quilts comforting. Many are made for the bed, for sleepers seeking the warmth therein. But these pieces of cloth can warm one's soul and prompt memories of what the quilt may represent.
This is my quilt, inherited from my great aunts many decades ago. I slept many a night under this quilt. But for Marianne Tipple, there is more than the thread line. She took an old photograph of her mother and included it into a quilt. So for Marianne Tipple, there is both the thread line and the bloodline sewn together.
We can find out where we came from, and all that doesn't really matter. The big question is, why are we here?
Thought perhaps we can all ponder, but Marianne Tipple knows why she is here, and so too does the sewing machine. In Elyria, for Channel 3 News, I'm Leon-Bibb.